Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the last part of November 2025. We'll start with an oracle card to get this reading started. We have Mouse. You are overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. There's something going on where attention to detail may be important. We're going to get an overall energy for the last part of November. The Hermit, immediate past, Seven of Cups, current, Queen of Pentacles, and future, Two of Wands. Bottom of the first deck is King of Swords. Gemini, you're in your power here with this King of Swords. Mighty air sign. The Hermit is the overall energy for this last part of November. Some retreating, some introspection, some looking at details. I think you might be actually looking at the details. Immediate past, Seven of Cups, you had choice. Some choices were worth your attention to, and others were not. Currently, Queen of Pentacles. You're looking at what is fruitful. Which one of these cups needs to be nurtured? You're with a fine-tooth comb. Because you want to make a plan to move forward with something. And you are in your element here with this King of Swords. You're being analytical, thoughtful, detail-oriented. Can we get some clarifiers for the Hermit? We clarify the Hermit. The High Priestess. And the Eight of Wands. There's a lot of communication. Another one of these fine detailed. There are all this communication. There's a lot to weed through. You're inundated right now, and that's why you're kind of taking a step back. You're trying to balance this into using your intuition along with your intellect, but you do need to take a moment to step back and do it. I don't know if you're getting pressured. I don't know if you got some pressure on this project. But there's just so much communication. That might be a time-limited project you're working on. The immediate past, the Seven of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords as clarifiers. Whatever was brought to you to look at and to weed through with this fine-tooth comb, it's new. And the people who brought it to you may not be as advanced as you. Or the project itself or the situation itself, it might just be this really like a startup. Like, this is it's one of two things. It's either the startup and there's just like a lot of young information and young energy, a lot of, hey, come on, let's go, we got the startup going. Or you are advanced in where you're at in your career, and you've got some young energy around, wanting you to make some choices that you've kind of already done it. You've already been there, done it. This Queen of Pentacles Queen of Pentacles is the Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups again. So it's still here. You have not made a choice yet. Because you know some of it, because you already know. Like, you already know that some of this is just frivolous. Like, you know some of it's not going to work. But the energies that are presenting it to you are young. And you're not. And I'm not saying, like, chronologically. I mean, like, maybe you've been doing your job. Let's say, like, you work with computers and you've been in this industry and you have all these languages under your belt. And you kind of know the intricacies of doing these projects and what to really lean into and what not to. And you have these new people on board who are kind of pushing you with a lot of questions that you're kind of like, why are you asking me all of this? Just listen. And I think because of that, you've gone into hermit mode. You've kind of taken a step back. All these choices are still here. They're still kind of pressuring you with it. But you're in a solid place. You know which pentacle to take. Like, you know what to nurture. With this Queen of Pentacles, you already know. This future card of this Two of Wands. The Queen of Wands. And the Five of Wands. The bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords, which is those choices. They are going to ask you to make a choice in this, because they want a plan. They want to know what the plan is. They're asking you to go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and you kind of already know the answer. So I would say in this very near future, there's going to be a little conflict around your answer. And the way to handle this situation, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but just from what the cards are suggesting, is that it's going to be more of a level of charisma in how you present this thing. Because you know what plan to take. You already know. You're kind of sitting back and watching the show a little bit. Because there's a lot of young energy. They are giving attention to some of these delusional cups that you already know to weed out of, and they won't kind of leave you alone about it. So there is a little bit of a chaos in the communication, a little in the near future with it. They just don't understand. So I would suggest from the cards. I mean, you're highly intelligent. This is your gig. You know this area. But I would say handling this situation with some grace. It's more of that charismatic, like, because you already know what to nurture. Can we get a couple of cards of advice from the universe? Three of Swords and the Hangman. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot. This project, the situation, it's gonna move forward. I think with the Three of Swords and the Hangman, the universe is suggesting, again, it's more of like, there's some sensitivities. This might be more of a healing moment, and they're calling on some patience. So, the it might be more of a healing moment in a lot of aspects. It could be a healing moment for you as well. But I think it's really going to be a way for the younger energies that you are working with to heal. They're going to get upset. Is what's going to happen. Is they're going to get a little upset. There's a way of doing this thing. You already know the answer to it. You're ready to move forward. You're ready to move forward with it. You've already analyzed it. You know it. They want you to go through this thing with the fine-tooth comb, and you've already mastered it. So the universe is calling on some patience, some charisma. If you need to go inside a little bit and just kind of take a time out, and let them kind of quarrel amongst themselves. But there is a little bit of an element of somebody's going to get their feelings hurt. But it's not. I really don't think it's you. I think it's the young energies that you're dealing with. Can we get a final oracle card to close out the reading? Evolution. $42. Evolution. Like the crocodile and her beloved egg, you have the potential to birth something potent and powerful into the world. It is a pivotal step in your own personal evolution, a culmination of everything you have been manifesting. It has been building and growing in the depths of your soul, and is now ready to be birthed. There's a primal energy behind this feeling, a drive for completion, and the desire to leave a legacy. After a long incubation period, a project or dream you have poured your heart and soul into is about to reach its natural, longed-for conclusion. You are nearing the end of a cycle. The egg is finally hatching. Yeah. This project, the situation, whatever this is that is involving these younger energies that you've already kind of mastered this. You know how to complete this project. The project is going to get completed. And the project could be anything. It could be a situation like at work. It could be a relationship with maybe your kids, or maybe your kids are like, but why? But why can't I do A, B, and C? And you already kind of know why, but they're young and still learning. And so this is that everything will get done. They will do whatever it is that you all are working on. But this calls for some patience and a little bit of charisma. It's more in maybe taking some time out and letting them kind of work things out amongst themselves sometimes. So, alrighty. Thanks for being here, Gemini. Have a great second half of November, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.